Welcome to Jonathan Live. What's up, everybody?
Whoop! Your boys here, and we have a special band guest in the house tonight with us.
The Mobros. Woo! What's up, guys?
Hey guys,
How's it going?
how you doing?
Cool. So we're gonna play some music for you guys, and then we're gonna go and interview them. Tonight we're gonna be playing the song by Peter Yorn, and we hope you enjoy it.
Flew all the way back. When you got back to your den, 1 minute too late, was already wrecked. It's a fraction of the whole, but it's hard to control. And get this straight. You can't count on a second chance. The second chance will never be found. You can't count on a second try. The second try will never come round. You stick to what you knew before. Don't know what you like, just made up your mind. The picture still hangs on the wall from back in the day when you had it all. It's a fraction of the whole, but it's hard to control. Get this straight. You can't count on a second chance. The second chance will never be found. You can't count on a second try. The second try will never come round. You can't count on a second chance. The second chance will never be found. You can't count on a second try. The second try is such a come down. It's a fraction of the whole, but it's hard to control. Get this straight. You can't count on a second chance. The second chance will never be found. You can't count on a second try. The second try will never come round. You can't count on a second chance. The second chance will never be found. You can't count on a second try. The second try is such a come down.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jonathan Live.
We have, as we said before, the Mobros in here, a band from Camden, South Carolina. We have Kelly Morris and Patrick Morris, a.k.a., the Morris Bros, the Mobros, as it makes sense. So I guess we're going to get right into the interview if you guys are ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so, explain to us, what's it like being in a band with your brother?
it's kind of a hard question because I don't think we've never been in any other bands, either of us. So it's kind of, but it's good. I mean, we write together, record. We're living in the same house. It's really easy to practice and shoot ideas around, and we purposely kind of set it up like that to where we can kind of spit out as much as we can in a short period of time. So I'm kind of referencing what we're doing now, which is coming up with hopefully a release that's coming out soon that we'll be recording at the house up there on Upper King, and we're just it's been great so far. I think we started out in high school. We made a band last minute for a talent show, and then we just went from there. That was 2007, I think, and I was 16. I think he was 14 or something like that. So we started. Yeah. I think it was a good time to start. And then 2014, we released our first record, full length, called "Walking with a Different Stride," and we just been touring for 2 years. We just got back, so it was the first time we've ever lived in a house. Awesome. Kind of lived. Actually, we lived in Chicago for a little bit, but so we're enjoying our time here in Charleston a lot. But Patch can say a few words too.
What was the original question?
He gave you permission to talk, little brother.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it takes a while for him to stop.
Yeah, we were just,
I think
we
the
were
question
just talking
is,
about what it's like being in a band with your brother.
Oh yeah, it's I guess some people, they always are a little when we talk about us being brothers, when they find out we're brothers, they're like, man, I wish I could be a band with my sibling, because to being on the road, it's like you have to have the right chemistry to be touring on the road. For if you're in a small quarters for a long time, some bands break up and don't get along, but we're always going to see each other at Thanksgiving or Christmas, so
oh yeah.
so
can't run from
you can't run from it, really. So it's good having family, and a lot of the best bands, Allman Brothers and all that, they've had the same kind of chemistry, and there's something about it, I guess. I don't know what it is, but family bands,
Yeah. And I feel like that chemistry is going to play into the next question we're asking. A unique aspect about your band is that the two of you that's basically it, It's just the two of you. And so we were wondering what it's like, how you make the most musically out of just having two members in your band.
You kind of just do. I don't know. You just kind of do it. I don't. We'll come up with song ideas. Sometimes we feel like we're hearing horns, piano, or keyboards, or other singers in the band, and then we just mash it together, go ahead and lay it out, orchestrate it, and then we really cut down and consolidate that piece that we have. And it's when we first get the piece together, it's open for all those parts that we hear. Like we might hear those other parts, like bari sax on this, or oh man, it'd be great to have a horn on this. And it's like, well, you can still do that, but for a two-piece, it's even more. You kind of have to really motivate that other creative side, and you kind of have to go out on a limb to really make it work, of course. So you're really consolidating that original piece down to two-piece. And for me, with melodic, as far as melodic, from a melodic standpoint, for me it's a lot of fun, because I have to figure out what voicings on the guitar I have to play, or how can I really get that horn line in there with that part that I'm singing. How can I really make that come across the way that I hear it in my head? The same thing with Patrick. He'll have piano parts and stuff like that he'll play on the piano, and we'll go from there. So it's really fun, and it's strenuous and stressful at the same time. It balances itself out, but that's kind of part of the process. The words and the music come at the same time. That's called a gift from God, and you don't have to deal with all of that. But most of the time, we're just starting from scratch and writing parts, and going back over them and trying to figure out whether it's suitable, But we'll cut 4 different demos of the same thing and realize, well, the first one was good enough, so the rest was just a waste of time. But it takes time to figure out what works best. But it's really, I don't know, the creative process is just, it's hairy. It really is. Yeah. I don't know if I.
Yeah. Just working with Les, I feel like it challenges you for sure to do something different, and that's when we set up and in our house, and we have a song that we're trying to work on. We'll just like run through it for an hour or two, and you're constantly thinking like, all right, what kind of different parts I can do to make more out of this song, kind of pull out different parts and make it interesting just with two pieces. So I feel like having that aspect as a duo, you're really like constantly like trying to work and really pulling out something that a product that can really grab people's attention. Be like, wow, I didn't realize that was just a two piece. I'm not even thinking about that you don't have a bass. I'm just listening to it. So that's kind of what is fun for us, and kind of the background we just grew up, because we grew up playing together and kind of going on that aspect and just trying to do something different and make it fun for us and interesting and fun for the listener. I think
when you take something that's a bigger, whatever medium we're talking at, whatever situation, you take something that has mass to it already, and then you consolidate it and make it small. It's more saturated with, positives, but more nuances than it had before. Now when it's concentrated, you get more. It's almost like adding compression to a track. You hear all the gradient textures in it rather than before. It just accentuates the song even more. So what we feel is that when we get a piece that has all these parts, and we narrow it down to the main idea, we get this really fruitful piece, a highly saturated piece. So it's kind of like, that's why we like our setup a lot. Yeah, that's basically that.
Thank you. Yeah, you
Yes.
definitely get the most out of your instrumentation. Like when we first heard of you guys, it was through local bands coming up, and we just listened to your music. We didn't
cool.
even realize until recently that, wow, it's only two guys up on that stage.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And another thing about listening to your guys' songs that we've noticed is that you guys really care about like lyricism and what words that you actually use to convey your message that you're trying to put across of whatever the song's about. And it's evident that you put time into it, when a lot of mainstream artists nowadays don't really seem to care to put that much time into it.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about that. Like how do you guys go about coming up with the lyricism for these songs, and how does it affect the way the music plays around it?
Right. I think each song that we write, or at least think that at least legitimate enough to put out, is a song that carries a message that we have, or about a past experience, or just in general, like a mindset that's maybe that we see over like in the States, or it's just, but each song has to, I don't know, I can't imagine singing something of ours that really didn't have a message in it, or it wasn't meaningful, because it all comes from the heart, so we do, sometimes we throw in covers and sets, and that's sometimes for reasons of we're playing a long set somewhere and we just need to throw a cover in there that we like. We'll throw a meaningful cover in there, but that's why we try to play venues that are premier venues that host bands that only play original music, because all of our music has a message that we want to send, and it means a lot. It means even more when we see somebody in the crowd like mouthing the words, because it's like sometimes it's about a negative experience that we're getting over, and they're like it's as if they understand, and they're like singing it back. It's a connection. Yeah. So I'd like to say that every song that we write has a very legitimate message that's tied to past experience, or something that a message that's current, that can exist throughout the rest of our lives, that we like to spread. So I think that's basically part of most of which I like to write about.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, just even right now, our last record we released in 2014, but we've been constantly writing, and sometimes we've recorded a few songs, and we're like, what, this is not ready. We will take it back, and we'll like rework it and make sure that it's exactly what we want, because instead of like putting a bunch of songs out, and we're at the same time we're like, like we really need to get another record out, but now we're at the point where we narrow it down to a few songs we've been really working on, and so that's the point we're at right now. And so we're really looking forward to we'll be releasing a new EP pretty soon. So
Sweet.
yeah, it's the way we try to work. We try not to, but at some point we're like, hey, when you get like all these, it'd be awesome to get like 2 albums out at the same time. It's nice having a good, something you're really solid, you feel really good about and putting out, because we've put the time into playing it on the road or reworking it and reworking the lyrics or the music or the parts. So, but yeah, so.
Awesome. Oh, one of your songs that we thought was really solid was called I'll Try, and we really enjoyed the ambient sound that you put throughout the song and the vocal harmonies in it. And we were wondering, who is some of your biggest influence for like bands that utilize vocal harmonies and things like that?
The Everly Brothers,
yeah.
of course, that's like
Gillian Welch, David Rawns. I think David Rawns is one of the best harmony singers.
I love the Bee Gees a lot too.
The Beach Boys.
Beach Boys, yeah.
The band, I would say too. Soulsters.
Sam Cooke. Jackie Wilson is one of our, like, always been one of our favorite. Wilson Pickett, Percy Sledge. List goes on forever.
Yeah, a lot of the gospel harmony, like
Gary U.S. Bonds, of course. And of course we love the Beatles. Can't forget about them. But we really started with listening to the people that were involved with the gospel circuit, like like the Soulsters and the Weak Sisters and Little Eva and just a bunch of other gospel groups that were known throughout the South.
Also, I'd say bluegrass too. I mean, we grew up listening to bluegrass, and we love playing bluegrass as well. And bluegrass, the harmonies in bluegrass, that's very just like gospel, as well. It's working out like 3-part harmony, or drawing a blank to a few of the names, but I mean that's
Tony Rice and David Grisman and are like two big bluegrass players, artists that we love, and Alison Krauss, of course, with her vocal harmonies. She's like pristine, an angel to listen to. The Union station group as well.
I was trying to think of that. Who he just passed to.
Well, there's Merle Haggard. It's country as well. I just forgot, but George Jones and Glenn Campbell and Merle Haggard are also pretty. That was as far as songwriting.
Who's the guy that just passed, the bluegrass legend? I can't remember his name.
Oh well, Ralph Stanley.
Ralph Stanley,
of course, yeah.
Ralph Stanley, he's one of the greatest bluegrass singers, and the band he's played with, just the harmonies are just like amazing. There's people that can harmonize so well that they know exactly where it's going. Like we're another singer, just like an Unchained Melody, that these bluegrass singers are so just in tune, and so they just know exactly when the other guy's going. It's just, and they follow it. And it's just that's some of the best music to listen to for harmonies, I would say.
Awesome.
That's pretty sweet. Well, after stalking your website a little bit, just a little bit though, we saw that you guys actually got to open for guitar legend B.B. King, and if you guys don't know who that is, definitely go check it out. You will be very impressed, and you should already know who he is. So I mean, if you don't, you should feel bad. Also, just tell us, how did you get an opportunity like that to play in a setting with a legend like that? That's pretty great. And what was it like?
It was I'm still nervous from that. It was like one of those things where all of a sudden your idol, he was like a huge influence of ours, and when he came through the tour that was already booked for that year, that was 2013, I think the month of August or July, and we were just working on our record. Actually, before it came out, we were just working on that in the middle of the summer, kind of like sitting ducks. And when he came through, his opener had to cancel for those dates, and so they contacted we lived in Camden, so Columbia was one of the places they contacted a theater that he was going to play in, asking the management there if they knew of any local acts that they could refer, and we were one of them in the hat, and they listened to our music and they liked it, and they contacted us out of the blue, and that was basically it. So we just got this call and an email, and then we got an email after we spoke to one of the management from AEG about it in shock, and they told us, hey, can you make it up to Glen Allen Amphitheater up in Glen Allen, which is Richmond, basically, and the night before, which was crazy. So we did that, and then played in Columbia with him too, and it was nuts. It was really nerve wracking. It was just because it was just two of us on the inside, and that was the outside was like outside. There's a bunch of people, but you're like outside. It's just a different feeling, and you can crank it as loud as you want, and just play your heart out. And then inside, it's just it's really neat to play inside a theater like the Township Auditorium in Columbia, because it's just everybody's there, and they're just staring at you and expecting you to do something. And that was just I'm just getting nervous talking about it, because that was like 3 years ago. So you can imagine at the moment. I think I was so over. I had to get over it so quickly. I think both of us. I think we just kind of bypassed the nerve-wracking feeling and just did the show and had fun in the moment. And but when I see pictures of it, it just kind of freaks me out, because it's just like two of us on this big stage, and I don't have any, I didn't even have a tuner, and I just had this amplifier that I'm using and this guitar, and it was just kind of like so many things go wrong every show we play, and just nothing went wrong that show by luck.
That's awesome.
We had a good time, and I think that resonated throughout that show, and we still meet people in random places that were there, and then
I think that was his last tour. I think it ended up being his last tour, because he passed away, or he got sick and had to cancel the rest, and then he passed away last year. Or
actually longer than that.
Or 2 years ago.
Probably 2 years ago now.
That was something where we just feel like incredibly lucky now too, just because we got to play like for this legend that I remember the night before playing and looking at the old photographs of him with Eric Clapton when Eric Clapton's like 20 something, then with Led Zeppelin, because by the time rock and roll came around, B.B. King was like in his 40s, and we got a chance to meet John Paul Jones I think when we were on tour randomly in Kentucky, and we were talking to him. He's the bass player from Led Zeppelin, and he was just talking about, man, B.B. King, he was an old man when I met him, back in the 60s, and they looked up to him because he was like a god, he was the guy, so that's just that history, and being able to meet him, and that was incredible. So we were very fortunate.
Did you get to actually have conversations and things with him, or was it more like you're opening and
sat down with him on his bus after the second show, and I was like, we're probably not gonna get to meet this guy, because we're touring separate, or we're in separate vehicles, but we sat down with him for like 20 minutes and just hung with him and talked to him, and he did most of the talking. It was just funny. He was cracking jokes, and he was in good spirits, but he was also I wrote down everything he told us. He was basically saying that, explaining how everyone that comes out to meet you, to see you, is so important. A lot of musicians these days, they don't understand how important your fan base is, or just people that come out and hadn't seen you before, but take the time to come up and say something, how much they enjoyed it, or this and that, and that they're the lifeblood. Like your fans are your lifeblood. I mean, you wouldn't be anywhere without them, and how important they are. And I always heard stories about him that I brought up to him about how he would stay up and meet everyone that would want to come meet him. And as time goes on, and just like you guys heard about this story about us opening up for him, other sound guys and other people have, and everyone tells us a story about him, and most of it is how he was so gracious with and generous, and took all the time he had to meet everyone that wanted to meet him. He would be in his pajamas, and there'd be a line around the block, and he would make sure everybody gets as much time as they want with him, and everybody in that line met him. Nobody went home without at least shaking his hand. So I thought that was just really really touching, but really important. So that really changed our lives, just meeting him. But he told us so much more, but I know this would be a longer story than it is, but he really set us on the right path, I think. So we're really very lucky to meet this guy, shake his hand at least, too.
We appreciate you taking his message to heart. I mean, you guys are a big touring band, and you came on our silly little college radio show. So hey, it means the world to us.
We're all neighbors technically.
Sweet. And another cool aspect of your band was that you got to play for a lot of festivals and things.
Yeah.
What is it like to play for an audience of like 40,000 people? Like, I can't even imagine that many people in front of me.
What's scary is that you get so pumped up yourself, and then you there's just no limit to how crazy you might get, if you channel it that way. There's some, I don't know, if you think of, the one guy I think of that I'm really impressed by is what's his name? Matt Schultz from Cage the Elephant.
Yeah.
He just if you've seen any of his live shows, you can tell it's a guy that really visually channels like his energy from the audience. And when you're on stage like that, it's like you get the crowd really has a lot to do with your energy. More professional people that are just really good showmen will just have that energy anywhere. But it's so much fun. It's kind of, it's euphoric. It's really, it's like you're in another world. And we're just now starting to really get more into the festival scene. We're playing Midpoint Music Fest in Cincinnati on September 25th with like Lucero and the band Horses and Reggie Watts and Mofro, which is the name that people always think. Yeah, oh, you guys are in Mofro. Oh man, that's great. Yeah, but it's a great fest, and we were lucky to be able to be a part of, and so that's like one of those things, and that we will always remember.
That it's almost like you do get nervous, but at the same time, if you like go at it correctly, you just are excited, and you just. It's just like sometimes I don't even remember. Like once we leave the stage, I'm like, oh man, what happened? Because you don't want it to end too. You're so excited because playing something like on a big stage and you're just getting into it, and you just feel there's nothing like it. That's for sure. It's definitely there's a reason why people play music because you just get a high from it. I mean, you get addicted to it.
And then you wonder why musicians get into like some really hard drugs, because that to me is a really hard drug. Like just that euphoric feeling of that adrenaline that you feel on that stage in front of that many people. It's kind of like it's like it's enough. Like it's up to you to make sure that that's enough for you. You don't delve into anything else. But yeah, I can't wait till we hit our next festival. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We got a lot of new tunes that we want to play, try out.
Heck yeah.
Sweet. As with all art forms and expression, it's made to share something with the world. And so we were like, what do you want to share with the world through your music?
A core message or something.
Another dimension. I think I was always thinking about when after our lives are over, but as musicians, when we leave this earth, what do you take with you? You take with your memories, and what do you leave? Well, you leave your reputation, and what I would like to at least leave, I think what both of us would like to leave is a labyrinth for people of music for people to tap into and to take them somewhere else for a bit, because what I see, with all the people that I've grown up and that inspired me to write music, to play music, have left that. They've left this beautiful, euphoric world, or a dark and tormented, demented world that has meaning and messages in it as well. It's really up to the artist to lead you and lead their audience that way. But I would like to really leave something, for our listeners, a world for them to tap into and to enjoy. Yeah. And to celebrate, that's what I would really like to leave behind.
I believe it offers an escape as well, for anybody who's listening to music, it takes you to another place, and I would like to be able to do that for somebody and to convey a feeling or an emotion through music that, it either gives them escape or, and at the same time, we're lucky enough that we have a voice with doing music. You're able to say something that you want to say. You feel like you have an audience, and you have a voice. So I think music does that for a lot of people that that don't have a lot of avenues or something. It's a way for them to say what they want to say and to get a message out. And so I feel we're lucky to be able to do that, because not a lot of people are able to do that or have a voice. So yeah.
I love how you guys take accountability for your impact on people's on listeners. I think that's really great.
Cool.
So So what can you tell us about upcoming music that you guys have been working on?
Yeah, we're really, really excited about it because it's very different, and it's it's to me, like when playing it, I don't know if it's just because it's new, but it's very euphoric and it's very adventurous, and it's got again, it's just loaded with more themes. It might be conceptual. It depends on what other songs we put with it, but we kind of just, like Patrick was saying, over time we've written these songs and kind of put them on the back burner because maybe they didn't seem right for the time, or just for maybe they just need more work, and so some of those are now up for for the auction, I guess, and we're just picking them and putting them in the right place. But I'm just really excited about what we have going on right now, and that's what's making it's funny, like it's when you finally come up with something and you have something that's finished, it changes your tours, your shows, they just change. It's like you're going up the next level, and it's just you have no idea what's going to happen. It's just grounds for totally new and more intense experiences. But I think we're going into a more hype, more hype, I guess, to our stuff. Every song that we come up with seems to have more of push to it. I think, and even I'm not really just talking about like decibel levels, just in general, more of some kind of a different feng shui and more of a progressive, cheerful vibe. But yeah, no, we're definitely excited about what we have to release.
So where can we find this music?
So we're gonna take a different route than we usually do with releasing. I think we're gonna work with a couple PR companies to release it, and it might be that kind of opens the door for different distribution. So we might have it on a broader scale in distribution. So it's kind of hard to say where people might be able to find it, but it's definitely going to be on iTunes and Spotify. That would have been an easier Spotify. We're on Spotify right now, so if anybody's listening, they want to listen to our Walking with a Different Stride record, it's on Spotify and it's on iTunes and YouTube as well.
And also, guys, make sure you go check out our Facebook page after the show, and we have links to all their stuff on there.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to come talk to us. It really means a lot.
Absolutely.
And all you listeners out there, I bet you're dying to hear some of their stuff, but you're just going to have to wait a few more minutes. We're going to play one song for you guys, and then they're going to play some of their music live here on the studio. Thank you for listening.
I pulled into Nazareth, was feeling about half-past dead. I just need some place where I can lay my head. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? He just grinned and shook my hand, no was all he said. Take a load off, Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off, Fanny. And you put the load right on me.
We couldn't wait that long. We just got way too excited. Sorry, guys. But get ready for some live Mobros whenever you guys are ready.
Alrighty. This one is called Excuse Me.
Excuse me, girl, can I get your name? Would you pick me up and put me in the shade? Well, it's been a little while since I've cooled down. The year was 1965. In the morning I'll be working with a damn try. Yeah, get you living a lie, living a lie. She's a heavy locomotive pushing her a steep hill. You think that girl won't make it, but she always will. I need a tall glass of water just to wash her down. I've been searching about forever, and I love what I found. In the morning, you can never try. If you're living alone, you're living a lie. Well, I guess you really shouldn't be walking got thunder in the fast thunder. Girl got thunder in the fast thunder. Thunder in the fast thunder. That girl got thunder in her. In the morning I'll be walking with a damn shrine. If you're living alone, you're living a lie. In the morning I'll be walking with a damn shrine. If you're living alone, you're living alone.
Woo! That was solid. That was really good.
Cool. Thank you.
Here's the next song.
Yeah, next song is
Maybe y'all are ready.
this one's called "I'll Try."
Let's go down to my neck of the woods. The people there, they know what's good. But I've been gone just a little too long to know that I'm not that small town boy anymore. Lately now, I can't dance at all to the sounds of everybody's back and calls. Intrusive thoughts have driven us to feel this way. This is what we used to say.
Ooh, baby, when I call you on the phone, you've got to let me know where you're coming from. It's all true, babe. No, I won't tell no lies. I've been fooling around, but now I'm gonna try.
Hey, my old man, he had told me of these beautiful sounds. Sounds that came from the mouths of the young broken-hearted boys and girls around. He said that this real love used to put them in unspeakable moods, and to sing with your utmost voice used to make all the people move again. Lately now, I can't dance at all to the sounds of everybody's back and calls. Intrusive thoughts have driven us to feel this way. This is what we used to say.
Just a little thought to put in your mind. Let it grow.
told me of these beautiful sounds, sounds that came from the mouths of the young broken-hearted boys and girls around. He said that this real love used to put us in unspeakable moods, and to sing with the utmost voice used to make all the people move again. But lately now, I can't dance at all to the sounds of everybody's beck and calls. Intrusive thoughts have driven us to feel this way. This is what we used to say. Baby, I'll try. Ooh, baby, I'll try. Baby, I'll try. Baby, I'll try. Ooh.
Awesome.
Hey, that was solid.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Guess, should we do one more or?
wait.
No, I don't know.
Oh, we're just gonna do a quick show announcement of local music coming up in the area. So if you guys want to see the James Brown Band minus James Brown, you can go to the music hall on 9/14. It's gonna be an awesome show. There's a lot of really talented musicians in there, some killer trombone players. It's gonna be a great experience.
For sure. And if you want to see the Mobros on the 16th there at Royal American in Charleston, South Carolina, you can check them out. Once again, that is on the 16th.
Yeah, and it's our buddies, the Dunder Chiefs. They're Charleston locals. It's going to be their last show. It's their farewell show, so we'll be playing with them then.
And if you like the song that we played earlier in the show by Peter Yorn, he'll be at the Music Farm on Saturday, September 17th. Then he's coming with a few of his friends, and that's going to be a killer show too. So, again, if you don't see live music, you're just being lazy.
For sure. And definitely see these guys live. If you were in here in the studio, I mean, it's an experience, I'll say that.
So yeah, if you guys want to play another one, go for it.
Sure, yeah. This one's called Leave.
If you really want my money, well, you're lucky, 'cause I left her by the door. And the thing we slept together, I would rather wake up on the kitchen floor. Oh, well, she said Billy was just another one of my personal lovers. Baby, come on. Well, I ain't surprised you don't act nice or apologize to me. So don't cry tonight when I ask you to leave. Get yourself out of my house at once. Been around here before. I've seen that look in her eyes. Honey, let me inside one more time. She said, I can prove that you're wrong, but no, you can't. I'm no longer your man. seen that look in her eye. Honey, let me inside one more time. She said, I can prove it so wrong, but no, you can't. I'm no longer your man. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh yeah,
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
for sure. And once again, thank you guys for coming on the show and playing and sharing
Oh,
this
man,
music
it's
with us.
It's been a privilege, man. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thanks
No
for
problem.
having us.
And make sure you check out our Facebook page. Once again, we'll have links to their page, and then you can go check out their music there.
And also check out our Facebook page because we're going to be posting a live in-studio video of their performances. And also, we'll be throwing in some deleted scenes from tonight. You can see a rap battle with the Mobros, and that's only if you check our Facebook page. So, thank you guys for listening in tonight. It's been a lot of fun, and thank you
For
guys
sure.
again for coming.
Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
thank you.
For sure.
And so we're going to wrap up tonight's show with some Nirvana because why not? And
Yeah, actually, there's a story behind that I'd like to put out there. If you are actually able to listen right now, Maria, this song is for you. She's actually from Kazakhstan listening
Really?
to our show. Yeah,
Awesome.
a little bit of an international.
Great to meet you.
Nice.
All the way over there.
Oh
We're in
yeah, she
Kazakhstan.
requested this song, so I
Really?
figured, you know.
Cool.
yeah, so thank you, Jonathan Live listeners, near and far. We appreciate your support. And we,
Are
Jonathan.
live.
Whoop, whoop.
One baby, two, another says I'm lucky to meet you. I don't care what you think, unless it is about me. It is now my duty to completely drain you. I travel through to midnight in your affection. You taught me everything about a poison apple. The water is so yellow, I'm a healthy student. It did it in some grateful vacuum out the fluids. Too late for you, that's it back and forth. Yeah, that's my kiss from my mouth to yours. I like you.
dude. Just because we didn't get to hear
One
that.
take, Jonathan.
Or
That's
no,
it.
It's supposed to be one take. Okay. Let's do this. Yo, I'm sitting here with the Mobros. They got lyrics that y'all don't know though. Breakfield's got a shitty ass shirt, and he can't even spit lines either though. And I'm sitting here trying to say as many bars as I can think of. Breakfield can't even speak when he wants to think though. And now it's his turn to spit some bars. Where you at, Breakfield?
We're here with the Mobros. Yeah, they got Mohos. Can I even say that on the radio? I don't know. Jonathan has a comb over that didn't really rhyme because I don't have the time. I am ashamed. Pass it off. Drops mic.
I'm in the studio with Jonathan and Jonathan, sitting in the chair, got a stool, laying out. I was like trying to describe.
Now you get into like some slam poetry, you know.
All right, let me wait for okay. All right, I got some. All right, here it is. At 12 years old, I was driving my Ford. Y'all was stuck on the biblical chord. All the bitches up in the 803. The 804. Wait, 43 ain't ready for me.
Oh, that was great. This is Jonathan live.
The Mobros.
Did I say the B word?
Nothing.